I'm at 761 Dorchester Drive in Springfield, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. This is on septic, but there's multiple lines coming out of the house, and this one, well, basically what we're looking for here is any structural issues. Anything that would be concerning to the buyer. But the access point, as I was getting to, is there are two hung sewers basically where they go off the sidewall. You can see we have one here, and this is going through a discharge that comes out of this lower level. It looks like this is mainly just some drainage and and there's a sink here, and so this discharges up into there. There's also something over by the kitchen. We're not sure how it gets over there to the tank, how it gets into the sanitary, but we're going to try to investigate that too. So this spot is cast iron, and we are basically going straight through the sidewall. Based off the placement of the tank, it should make a left turn. I'm not sure exactly what the age of the house is, but it may be cast iron all the way out. A lot of times it is on septic systems, but it does a few feet out change over to clay as expected. So this is a normal pipe material for this age of house. And the most common things we see with clay lines are root intrusion. I didn't see any, there's no big trees or anything on this side of the house, so hopefully we don't have any kind of root intrusion going along, but it is probably the most common thing we find with old clay sewer lines. Okay, so here is, I'm wiring into a line here, which could be the one that's coming over from either a clean out behind here, or it could be the kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go all the way out to the tank, and then when I pull back, I'm going to pause and I'll locate that spot. And we'll see if we can figure out where it's originating and see if we can get access to that spot so we can look at that part of the line. But if you're facing the house from Dorchester, the tank is on the right side of the house. Trying to look here to see if that is a hole in the pipe. It does kind of look like it, or if it's just an offset with a repair. I don't see anything coming into the line, so I don't think it's a hole directly, to the outside, but it did look like a little bit of a void there in the pipe. We'll go back. We'll take a look at that when we come back. Here is another turn in, another turn left. So we may end up locating. We're going to locate both of these spots here just to get a layout of the pipe, so we can see where that may be feeding from, and or if there's access for some of these other lines that may come in. Here is another line. I believe this is where it's coming in from the other side over by the pool pump, pool filter. Pretty sure that's where that is coming in. A little tiny bit of root intrusion here. About 65 feet, but we'll push all the way up to the tank. And like I said, I'll stop on the way back and we'll locate a few of these spots. a little bit more root intrusion. It's not much. It's really nothing you can even do to maintain that right now, but something for the future. You may want to get it looked at in a few more years, see if the root intrusions even, see if the roots are even growing at all. It could be from an old tree that was removed or something in the backyard. A little bit of water is not a concern. I know the camera lens has kind of gone underwater a couple times, but that camera lens is only about a ½ an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so it's not much. But so far, this line looks really good, especially for its age. The clay is in really good shape. Like it's fully intact, and here we are at the tank. So it's 100 feet from, obviously, from where we came out of the end of the pipe all the way around the outside of the house to the tank. So it's a pretty long run for a septic system, but looks like it's really good shape. So as we pull back, we talked about, I'm going to stop and locate the tie-ins, and as we so we can kind of lay it out, and so we know exactly where some of these other lines are coming in. They may be clean outs at turns. I did that a lot on clay lines, or it could be another line flying in and connecting from another portion of the line or another part of the house. Spot off to the right. Not enough to obscure the view, but we're going to reach there at 70. Should be coming up to turn here in a second. There's that Y-end, so this is the first locate. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to locate exactly where this is so we know, how far away from the house this comes out and ties in. Okay, so this is just the Y-end. It's only a couple feet off the house, so it's not a big major concern as far as like to inspect that couple feet of pipe there. It's just coming out. It's only like I said, 2-3 feet of pipe right there. So I'm not going to risk opening up that cast iron there. So as we come back, I will mark as we go. But the line itself is really good. I'm actually really happy with the way that clay looks. So here is that turn. As I mentioned, there should be a Y. It's probably a clean out behind this, but I'm going to mark this right here where it turns so that where the whole thing runs.
Okay, I'm going to continue pulling back. I'm going to turn the microphone off. We have a few people who are inspecting the rest of the line too, just to verify what's going into the septic and what's not. And so we're still gonna pull back, and we're gonna mark this next turn in YN. But where we are now, there is a clean out right behind us, covered by a wellhead, and then so there is an outside access to get to clean out the line, which is good. But we're going to continue on and locate the next part. Okay, I'm at that other turn, so I'm going to pause the video and locate this one more time.
Okay, as you can see, the water is green now. It is running by the. It isn't running by the. By this YN. They have some green dye, and we're going to pull back and see if it does come up here, or if it's still coming from behind. But yeah, so it's at that Y that the kitchen comes in. We just may try to find another access point to see if we can inspect that line that comes over from the kitchen, because here is another turn that's coming back into right where we are. So we'll look for another access, but in the meantime, I am going to pause the video. We're all the way back out. The line is in really good shape. No issues. At 42 feet, there looked like there was like a repair done above on top of the pipe, where there's a little piece missing, but there's no earth there. So I'm not real concerned about that. And the rest of the line is in great shape. It's fully holding shape, and nothing. Really nothing to mention at all. But again, I'm going to pause the video. We're going to go look for another access point and see if we can get something where we can access that kitchen line and the laundry line from the garage, and access that to be able to inspect that over to where it will lie in. So pause in the video. Okay, we've gotten
found two spots. One looks like a vent in the middle of the center of the garage, and there's also a clean out in the underneath the window in the garage, just before you the walkout to the garage from the basement is there. This doesn't look like, if you can see where we are. There's the one end of the house. There's the walkout. Here is there's a clean out underneath that shelf over there, underneath the window. That one, I haven't been able to get that open yet, but that one looked cleaner than what we're going down through here. This one looks like it is just full of junk, so I don't really think I'm going to be able to get through it, just from years of stuff falling down in this, because they just had this thing kind of sitting there open, and so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get through this at all. So I'm trying to open that other clean out, but I wanted to at least give this an attempt to see if I could get into it. I'm not even really sure what this is, if this is supposed to be a clean out. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's starting to turn and go over, but I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a drain at one point, but it does have a clean out cap, and so I just thought I would make an attempt, and we would record it, and then I'm going to try to get that cap off of the other one. I'll replace the cap on this, and then we'll return the cap there. So I'm going to pause the video again and see if we can get that other cap off, because I haven't had any luck so far. Alright, so we were unable to get that clean out cap off, and so basically the line is in great shape. We were able to inspect about 100 feet of pipe from the downstairs clean out and around to the tank. We were unable to inspect the sink or kitchen / laundry line that comes through the garage, just due to lack of access. I tried a couple spots here, and I will leave it marked, or at least let the homeowner know, home buyer know exactly where the access points are, and but from there the line looks actually really good, and so no real issues with anything that I found. There was a tiny bit of root intrusion at one spot, but I don't believe that that's anything to worry about. It's probably just from a bush or something, or maybe a previous tree, because there's nothing out there now that's within distance of there to cause any issues. But if there is any question in the future, you could always have it inspected again in a few years and see if the root growth has gotten any larger. But right now the line is open and flowing as designed, and looks great. So that'll end the inspection at 761 Dorchester Drive in Springfield, Ohio.